What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Year the Z build, aka that bowtie Z32, as you guys know me on Instagram. And here we are with the beautiful Z, and a little bit of a sneaky update. I went ahead and started running the stainless steel hard lines for the brakes. I've got the front plumbed this way because, as you guys know, we have a master cylinder for the front and a master cylinder for the rear. So we're going to have two AN ports coming out probably about right here somewhere. This guy's just kind of there for right now. I haven't decided 100% about those, but either way, I can always trim that guy down if I need to. Also, you'll notice we have the nice insulation already done not insulation, heat shielding done, so we can keep the heat inside the engine bay. God, I can't talk today. Keep the heat inside the engine bay, keep everything out of the cabin as much as possible. We're probably going to end up putting the Maven connector back in as well, because we got to add another connector right here for our quick connect to our starter. So this is where we are right now. I've also got that guy tapped and put in place. We are going to utilize some of the factory hard lines. We're not going to redo all of them. We're also going to leave some of the hard lines in the rear and underneath the car as well, because it's not worth the time and effort for me to go through and try to remove all of that, because it's such a pain of how they're routed in the car and everything. We are going to go through and cap everything off. I got to go get some more caps and plugs to be able to plug and cap everything off, especially back there in the actual car where the ABS system used to be. So here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and throw you guys on the light mount down here, and we'll get started on this rear brake line. I've already got it off and pinched off so that we don't have any more fluid going where we don't want it or getting on us or anything. You take a little quick second and look at this thing. Man, oh man, does it look good. A little dusty on the door. Yeah, it's gonna look great. You can get a better look at the cage on the inside. And there's where we left off the last time with the plumbing. I ended up just routing it through there and keeping everything where it can flow properly and let gravity assist it. So that's where we are right now. I'm gonna get rolling on the rear, and we'll catch you guys in the next clip. So what we're gonna do is make a little stubby line about this long, and obviously flare them and everything so that we have them ready to accept the T-fitting that's gonna go right here. The reason we're gonna run a T-fitting is because we want this to be our supply line for the rear brakes. So then we're going to run the T-fitting. One line's gonna follow the stock route and come up to our fitting that's up this way, following the gas tank, and the other one is going to come up and over, following the frame rail to go onto the other side, where we can then plumb up to the other brake. Again, the main reason I'm doing this is because I have split master cylinders. One master is controlling the rear and one master is controlling the front. I want to make that as functional as possible, and if I have any issues, like it'll be easy to diagnose, because I'll know exactly where my lines are. If I decide to run back through the factory lines, it might be a little complicated, because this system is actually pretty complicated the way that they set it up in this car. So trying to make it just easy on everybody, easy on me mostly, for doing what we're doing, especially for the track, and if we do have to do any kind of diagnosis at all. So I'm gonna get a piece, start flaring it, get this guy set, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we got that one done. It was a little more challenging than I thought. Nice and level with all this. It's all tight. There's no fluid leaking so far. Granted, we don't have a whole lot of fluid in the lines, but happy with how that came out. So now we're going to work on the long one. I'm probably going to feed it from this side. Well, now you can see it a little bit better. All tucked up in there. So what I'm going to do now is turn this light down so it's not so bright. But we're going to go from this guy up and over and across. And we're going to follow, probably going to tuck it up in here. So we don't have to worry about the drive shaft coming right here. We're going to tuck it up in here. And come all the way across. And then I think it plumbs in, yeah, to this guy. So I'm probably going to use this guy right here to plumb it into. Take this guy loose, block it off, crimp this guy off so it doesn't have to worry about any of that fluid. And yeah, we're just going to use this guy. So we should be good, because this, I might have to check and see if that's a one way or not. I don't think it is. That wouldn't make sense for it to be, because this is ABS. Because fluid's coming into here, because this is the crossover from this side. So this is the crossover, so fluid has to come in from here, and then it'll go into the ABS if it needs to. Okay. Yeah, so this is where all your ABS stuff is, if you didn't know. I just, like I said, don't want to deal with any of that, trying to remove it and anything, because it makes a huge mess. So we're probably just going to block this guy off. We're going to plumb in here, cut or crimp this guy off, so it doesn't leak. And then obviously the main fitting's right there on the brake. It's up and there, you can see it. So we're going from that guy to here. If I can get a good angle on it, here we go. To here, to this guy. So this is stock. And then we're taking this guy off, plumbing into this, and then capping this guy off on this side. That's running down into the ABS, the old ABS system. So we're gonna plumb into this. So we're gonna get this guy pulled off, put a fitting on there, mate it in, and then run our lines all the way across, up into here, and down, and plumb it into our new T. And that'll be it. The rear brakes will be finished, and then all we have to do is plumb the main. Boy, whew. Too much stuff on the floor. What am I hitting on? Oh. And then we just have to plumb the main fluid going in to the front. Oh, it's still upside down. There you go. And then we just have to plumb the main fluid going from the brake into those guys, which shouldn't be very hard. It'll just be drilling a couple holes, putting the bulkhead fittings on there. We should be okay. So let's get started on this guy. Let's do it one thing at a time. We'll knock this out, and then we'll move up front to see what we can do about the mainline feed. Alright guys, so here we are. This guy's run up, over. The bend didn't come out exactly how I wanted it. Oh, I'm stuck on something. There we go. And plumbed into here. We're not going to take this guy loose yet because I don't want a whole bunch of brake fluid dripping on the floor. I have another stainless steel piece that I'm just going to weld the hole up in and we're gonna bung it off there and crimp this guy solid and just bend him up or something, just like I did that one. Tuck him up out of the way. So once we do that, then this is gonna be solved. Like I said, I didn't get this guy exactly how I wanted it, but you know, it's okay. You're never gonna see it. All good, at least that's all done. So now, we can move up front and work on the main in, or the main, I don't know what you call that, main pressure line? Yeah, main pressure line to the brakes. Now we get to work on that and figure out where we want it to go. Alright guys, what we're going to do now is I went ahead and flared a fitting and put it on there. We're going to get this final fitting put in place right there, bend up some line, make it come in parallel beside the one I already have made. We're going to try and get it to stop about right here. So whenever we come out of here, we're going to come up. Still haven't decided how I want to do this. A lot of people loop their brake lines when they have a little bit of extra, and I was going to do that, to be honest. I don't know. I've got a little bit of extra here. I mean, honest, it's realistically going to sit about right that. So if I do it to the top, I really want to come out right here. This is where the old master cylinder was. So I know that there's a good piece of metal behind here that I can bolt to for the bulkheads to come through. So I think what I might do is do like 1, 2, and then my third one's going to be my clutch. So do like 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. I think 1, 2, 3 might work. But I'm just going to come up. I'll probably come up and then just loop, do some curly cues, like come up, curly cue it, and go in. Same thing with this, come up, curly cue it, go in. We'll see. Let's see what it looks like. We'll get this guy put on first, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so this guy's done. Let me take you off the mount real quick. I know this is probably loud on you guys' end. Alright guys, so we got that done. There we are with that one. The reason I had to use this union is because what's going to happen coming out of here is going to be a male bulkhead. And then I'm going to have 2 females come off of those, flip around, so it's going to come out. It's going to be to the right side of each, well, right side of one, left side of the other. And it's going to come out, loop one time, go in, come out, loop one time, and go in. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'm up for it though. But once I get everything buttoned in place where it's actually supposed to be, you know, all these lines are loose right now. So once I get them actually tidied up and tucked into place where they're supposed to be and held where they're supposed to be, it'll make things look a little cleaner and stay a little bit better. You can see those two now, they're just about perfect. So, and I can do some finishing touches on it. So we ended up cheating and kind of running it through here, if you didn't catch that earlier, just so that we had a little bit of a stable place on both sides for it to hold the line. But yeah, so here we go. We're going to worry about the bulkheads tomorrow. I'm not going to worry about that today, and go home and do a little bit of R&R before a few days. So welcome back guys. This is Tuesday, May 31st. Sorry for the delay, but I needed some time off. I know I put a post up on my Instagram saying that I was going to go out of town and get some R&R, rest and relaxation, to kind of recuperate after working like crazy, being all over the country, and obviously working on this guy too. So here we are. We got the line finished up as far as the front and the rear goes. You guys saw that in the last little clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to install the Maven piece, because right now would probably be the easiest time to install it with the engine not in the way, so I can actually get in this area to install it. And then we also have to mark for the second piece that's going to go probably right here, and we'll probably go ahead and drill and get that set up as well. The second piece is actually a 2-gauge connector that's going to go to the starter for main power. It'll be a quick connect, so that just like the main harness, it'll be nice and easy to pull out if for whatever reason, if for whatever reason we have to pull the engine. It makes things a whole lot easier to be able to pull the harness just by unscrewing a couple of connectors, and that's it. So, and if you guys haven't noticed, I did shave and I am tan. So the beach was nice, great weekend. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Thank you all those who continue to serve around the country, and of course for those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Prayers go out to you and your families. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. Let's get back to it. So now we're going to mark out for our other quick connect that's going to go right here. Want them pretty close together and make it all nice and tidy. I'm thinking about right here. Hang on, let me tape it up there. Make it easier. So the cool thing about these products, this is a company called Maven Performance. Shout out to them. I contacted them about what to use for a LS swap, and they were very kindly able to give me the correct block for the for what I was doing and how many connectors I needed and all that good stuff. I'm really impressed with the quality. It's a very nice piece. Pretty sure it's level. That's close. The big thing is that they have such good support with this stuff, and so many people are running their stuff now. I've never heard one bad thing out of them. The downside to it is you've got to cut and splice your harness, but the upside to it is whenever you pull your engine, you don't have to worry about undoing the entire harness off your engine to pull it. Now all you have to do is just disconnect these guys and you're set. So I know we just finished painting this engine bay and everything, but you know, it is what it is. You got to do this kind of stuff if you're going to do this quality of a build, this type of build. And I'll make sure and put tape over top of my marks. I'll probably just do that real quick as well, just so I don't smack the paint real hard. The paper will take up a good bit of it, but you know, I don't want to chip the paint by any means. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go get my drill, and we'll drill these outer 4 holes. We'll drill these outer 4 holes first, get those set, and then we'll go for the big 11/16 drill right here. Little sketchy, but hey, you know, it comes with territory. This is what you have to do for these race car builds or these higher end builds. That'll end up making your life so much easier. I'm actually gonna put a crosshair in here so that I know exactly where center is. So just something that you have to do, and you know, I really want this thing to be a quality build and make it easier on me for whatever reason if I do have to pull the engine. So this is just one of those things that you got to do. So let me go grab the drill and drill bits and all, and I'll be back and we'll start drilling on my firewall. Alright guys, so here we are. The drill bit size for the smaller holes here is or not the drill bit size, but the actual thread size is an 832. So I'm going to be using a drill bit obviously smaller than that so that we can tap it. I want to tap these just to give it a little extra hold. There is going to be a nut on the back side, but again, like I said, I just want a little bit extra on the back just to help hold it in place. So let's see if I can get set up here. Sorry, didn't mean to bump you. And that is precisely why I put tape down, for when you blow through. So let's go to the next hole. And when in doubt, just in case if I do make these a little oversized, or if I miss them just a little bit, I can go back and open them up, and we can use a little bit of a lock washer and washer combo. Alright, so now comes the big hole. Let's knock that out real quick. So I'm using just regular drill bits instead of using a stepper bit because unfortunately I don't have any good stepper bits right now. I need to go to order some now that I think about it. But I'm just going to use my drill bits to step this up to the proper size. They tell you on the sheet it's an 11/16. So I'm going to go and step it up. I always like to use a pilot hole, so that's why I went ahead and drilled the small hole. There's that one. Go up a little bit bigger. Ooh, I didn't think about that. That might fit. Woo. Quite a sharp drill bit. It's going to be a little bit of a goofy angle, so I'm going to have to go from the inside out on these. I don't like doing that, but it's what I'm going to have to do. Another really sharp one. This is the final one. Alright, so that's it. Now we'll clean up. I went ahead and put the Maven rag down. You guys didn't see me do that. Just to keep the hot chips off of my paint. So I'm gonna pull all that out. going to tap these guys real quick. What we might have to do come back is get a yeah, I'm gonna have to get my my cleaner, and get this guy cleaned up a little bit. It's like a stepper, not quite a stepper bit, but kinda. I'll knock this guy off and flush it up a little bit, but check our alignment real quick. Yeah, I think once I clean that up, it'll be okay. Alright guys, so we got that cleaned up a little bit, so now I'm going to try and get the hardware in. A little skeptical of it, unfortunately. Some of them didn't line up 100%, so we'll see how she goes. I'm just going to get one, I'm just going to start them, get them started, and see if I can just rotate and get them going where they need to go. There's that one. Unfortunately, with these cars, as most of you know, if you have a 300 or if you have another car that is a unibody, the unfortunate thing about unibody cars is that there's multiple layers of metal with panel bonder in between them. So what happens is whenever you drill through stuff, sometimes it flexes and it doesn't go where you want it to go, which is kind of what I'm dealing with right here. But I think we can make it work. So let's see. I'm gonna work with my worst one first and get it started. Now I'm going to go to the other side, see if I can't get him pulled in. Alright, so alright, that's fine. Now the good thing is these do go all the way through. So just in case these threads don't hold, it's not the end of the world. I can use a washer and a lock washer on the back side to help hold these guys in place. Well, it seems like my bottom two really got a good bite. I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on them, just because I don't want to strip the threads. Same with that guy. That guy got a good bite to it as well. This top right one on the other hand. So that's it. What we're going to do is go on the other side and we're going to put the nuts on it. I don't have the lock washers on me, so I'm going to go grab some from my hardware bin. But just to show you guys what this guy's for, here's the quick connect. It's they said it's a -0 or -2, but this is a 2 gauge. So basically this goes on here like this and it locks into place, but this is for the main power to the starter. So super nice. Like I said, pull this guy off and then pull these off, and then you can pull your engine. Just throw your harness on top of the engine and you can pull the engine. So another little piece of hardware that, you know, is not very cheap, but it's very quality, very much a quality piece. Again, shout out to Maven. Appreciate you guys being speedy and professional with helping me out with what I needed, and I look forward to working with you more. Sorry guys, so we're gonna have to swap hardware out, what ended up happening is, like I was mentioning, the 2 layers of metal that are in here on this firewall, the screws that were provided are a little too short on the top side. There's a little bit more material on the top side than there is on the bottom. So I ran to the hardware store and picked up some nice stainless 832 by 3/4 inch long button heads to replace the stock hardware that was given to me in the kit. Again, like I said, this is one of those things that you don't really prepare for. It just kind of happens. You gotta kind of roll with the punches with this kind of stuff, especially doing custom stuff like this. What the heck? You tend to have to go get different hardware, or depending on how you're retrofitting it or fitting it in your car, you got to position it a certain way. It's just one of those things that happens, unfortunately, but all good. Luckily, my local hardware store had the proper hardware that I needed. And I also picked up some nice stainless steel bolts for the engine mounts and the transmission mount, so we don't have to worry about rust or corrosion or anything like that. And on top of that, it's a grade 8 bolt, so double benefit. There we go. Now that's installed, and put that guy on there. It looks really sweet, nice and clean. Shout out to Maven once again. You guys are awesome. I appreciate always hooking me up when I need parts. Super quick, fast service, and definitely be working with them in the future for future builds or connectors or what have you. They do more than just electrical. They also have turbo stuff as well for you turbo LS guys or Fox body guys, you know, whatever your poison is for power plant. They have lots of different stuff, connectors, turbo mounts, turbo housings, clamps, all kinds of stuff. So go check them out, Maven Performance. And I think that's going to be it for today. I was going to put the engine in today, engine and transmission in today, but I really need another set of hands. I don't want to scuff the engine bay. I don't want to make a mess of this nice fresh paint. So my father's probably going to help us out tomorrow, and we'll get the engine and transmission back in place. It's pretty simple, but at the same time, I just want to be careful and do it the right way. So that'll be it for today. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.